Anywho, I was looking at some fun stuff today. Um, I love PSAs. PSAs, public service announcements. You don't see these anymore. I don't know why. I guess I'm trying to think of why. Like there are still things that are bad or dangerous or you should be aware of as the general public, but they just don't make PSAs anymore. They used to be on TV. Maybe, okay, I'm going to try to, because I'm trying to figure this out. I think there was a time where television had FCC rules where they had to allot a certain amount of time to serve the public interest. And these were done with PSAs. They were also done, remember, during the course of the night, the general manager of the station would just pop on and go, "Hi, I'm Bill Smith, general manager of WKTP. And I'm going to talk about, and he'd talk about some topic. Smoke detectors are very, black people let them beep in their house, and these are important to safety." You know, they'd say that, and then they go, "If you have an opposing viewpoint, send a postcard," and then they'd have a guy up there, and he would debate what the GM said or something. And that was under that public interest and public welfare or public, you know, the channel had to do something good for the people. It's part of the FCC rules. In between playing Gilligan's Island and The Odd Couple and Match Game, they'd have to do things that were good for the public. So I guess that went away, and networks just said, "Oh, we fill every second with money. We can be making money. Why would we do a PSA if we could put a 30-second commercial in there for something and actually make some cash?" So that's probably what happened. I'm just, spitballing here, as they say. But when I was growing up, PSAs were a huge part of television. Some of them were funny. Some of them were scary, diseases and fire and whatnot. And they were all what was going on at the time. Poverty. I remember one, and it was for the Fresh Air Fund. And they were talking to this black ghetto kid. And they asked him, like, what he wants to do in the country, if he was able to get out of the city and go to the country. And he's saying things like, I want to see a bull. I want to see a bull. I want to take a blanket and play bullfight. Like the kid thinks that's what's going on in the suburbs of New York City. Like you're out there in fucking Hop Hog, Long Island. You're in Ronkonkoma, the conch, fighting bulls in a field. So that one used to make me and my brother laugh all the time. But other ones were a little creepier. Here's one, like paint chips. Paint chip, fuck yeah. Why not paint fucking chip on a wall or something, a portrait? Paint chips were a big thing back in the olden days. If it was the 60s or 70s and you moved into an apartment and the paint was peeling, it was probably lead paint. And for some reason, kids found lead paint delicious. Couldn't get enough of it. Just loved it. Peel it off the wall, start eating it. And apparently, lead, when kids, babies especially, eat lead, it really goes to work on that brain of theirs and prohibits their ability to learn anything or, do anything. So they become what you call retarded. And people, I guess, didn't know. You put that crib against a wall with peeling paint and you just go, that's my baby. I'm going to put him near the paint chips. He loves the paint chips. And they needed to be told that eating paint chips was not good. Hence the PSA. This one's a little musical ditty. And the words are fantastic. Paint chip PSA from the late 60s, early 70s, I would gather. But here it is.
Paint chips peeling from the ceiling by my baby's bed. needing paint and plaster. I took him to the doctor. Convulsions, lead poison, the ghetto malaria.
Ghetto
Why, Lord, why? Landlord lazy, and I'm half crazy, 'cause my baby's dead. My baby's dead.
My baby's dead. Landlord lazy. Jew. The landlord's lazy. Ghetto malaria. I had heard a lot of things over the course of my lifetime. I had heard a lot of things that pertain to the ghetto, impoverished minorities living in horrible conditions. But I will tell you, I had never heard that the effects of a baby eating lead paint was called ghetto malaria. It's fantastic. So creative, too. Paint peeling from the ceiling. No shoehorning there. The doctor line didn't rhyme, though. But then the surprise ending. They can see the crib, and there's just a stuffed animal. My baby dead. My baby's dead. Some good shit right there. Do you think people were just laughing their ass off at that commercial, at that PSA back in the day, or they were like, this is so bad? Rats eating my sister's feet, but Whitey's on the moon. That was another good one. Here's a smoking PSA. PSAs about smoking were probably the number one PSA of all time. What happened? I just got a little jittery there on the screen. I think I'm good though. Smoking PSAs. When they really came to the conclusion that smoking was not good for people, they started putting out PSAs like crazy. I recall as a kid the warning on the side of the cigarette pack, and those have been there forever. Canada has some like ruthless ones where there's a picture on the front of the cigarette pack of rotted teeth and like stillborn babies and stuff. Are you getting an okay feed, Sean? I'm kind of getting a little jank.
You sound like a robot for like 2 seconds, and then it's back to normal, and then it's back to robot.
Okay.
But up until about 1 minute ago when it started, everything's been fine.
Yeah. Let me just look if anything's open here that I need to look at. No. Okay. All right, I just froze up again. That's all about. Stupid. Yeah, I'm like froze. Oh, man.
Yeah, you're frozen on my end here.
I'm froze, right?
Yeah. Moving.
Can you hear me? Oh,
can hear you. You're moving. The quality went down though.
Your audio, your internet connection is unstable. Ooh, it's saying I'm unstable, but I'm Ethernet. I'm all good. I'm not Wi-Fi or anything. All right, we'll do a little IT for a second. Ethernet connected. Off. Wi-Fi off. I don't know. It's Opie getting revenge on me because I made fun of his video because it was really janky and bad. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it does. Yeah. So smoking was a big PSA. Now the warnings on cigarette packs are insanely fucking graphic and crazy. On my dad's cigarettes on the side, I remember the warning from when I was a kid. I remember exactly what it said. It said, not warning, it said caution. Caution. So don't not do it. But just if you're going to do it, caution. Now it's warning. Caution. Cigarette smoking may be hazardous to your health. That was it. Caution, cigarette smoking may be hazardous to your health. Then again, it may not be. So the tobacco companies were still really going balls out like, we're not going to let people know this is death on a stick in your mouth. But the PSAs started coming out and they were anti-smoking. But the thing is, and you'll see it in this PSA, it's not so much about health. It's just about you're an inconsiderate piece of shit. You're smoking in our faces. And it's like, I don't like the smell, or it makes me cough. But no one's really talking about, hey, asshole, you're fucking my health up here. So just an inconvenience. People are being assholes by smoking. And this guy in this commercial is a real asshole. People used to do this, kids. When you see this, people used to smoke at the dinner table while other people were eating, still in the middle of eating. I know, it's crazy. Watch.
So here we are in the middle of nowhere. So I stopped the car to take a look at the map. Anybody mind if I smoke? All of a sudden,
I do.
appears this very old man.
I do, Uncle Harry.
You do what, John?
Mind. I mind if you smoke. I mean, you did ask if anyone minded if you smoke.
Well, John, everybody says that as a sort of a courtesy. You know, before they light up.
Courtesy is very nice, Uncle Harry. I appreciate that. It's nice to know you wouldn't smoke if it's bothering somebody.
John, how is my smoking bothering you?
Bothers me too, Harry.
What is this? You guys kidding me or something?
I don't smoke.
Bunch
Why
of
should I have to feed
fags.
in your smoke? Besides, it gives me a sore throat.
Smells bad while I'm eating, Harry.
It makes me cough.
And Harry, the ashes on the carpet.
Uncle Harry, we love you, but not your cigarette.
Well, thanks for telling me. I didn't realize.
Next
Puts it out
time,
in the
tell
kids'
them you mind
fucking
very much
dinner.
if they smoke. It's a form of air pollution you can live without.
Tuberculosis. Like, we love you very much, Harry. How do you love that guy? He's an insufferable prick. Lighting up at the dinner table. That was the thing. And he's talking and it's in his mouth. Someone's trying to eat and smoke is going in their face. And this was a thing for a long fucking time. That was common practice for many, many years. And the little gay hippie kid talking to his uncle like that, maybe in the PSA, it worked. You don't like it? Go eat somewhere else. You're going to let your kid talk to me like this? I'm your uncle. Fuck off. That's what would have happened. But then he takes it and he's like, oh, okay, am I bothering you? And then just puts it out in the middle of the food. Those are some good old days. I truly think that's what MAGA stands for. Being able to light up at the table again. Tell people to go fuck off. Yeah, I smoke. And we got one more here. This one is for something called juvenile decency. I know from movies and news programs, documentaries from the 50s, there was something called juvenile delinquents. These were your teens of the day. You know, when they say teens now, that was your teens back then. And they were, your greasers, bang a dang dang, leather jackets, causing mischief and mayhem. Nothing too crazy. But they were juvenile delinquents. And there was a lot of PSAs about juvenile decency. Like they even back then, they were trying to come up with programs to help teens get into more productive activities than being these delinquents. Then I guess in the 60s, it stopped being a problem with like greasers and the ba guys. And black people started acting up in the 60s with the civil rights movement and all. And this is old. This is from the 60s, I would imagine. And it's a young black man, and he's talking with a guy. What's the guy's name? We'll see it when it starts. About problems in the black community that is causing this juvenile delinquency and how it could be helped. And it sounds very, very familiar because after 60 years, the same fucking shit. And the programs are just as ineffective. It just doesn't work. And so here's juvenile decency PSA.
You know, listening to the news today, it sometimes seems we only hear bad news about bad kids. Well, in this series of reports, I'm delighted to bring you some good news about good kids. And I can't think of a better example than young Gilbert Gilbert right here. recently chosen Boy of the Year by the Boys
Boy?
Clubs of America. Gil, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. And I'm delighted you're here, but tell me, is it true are most young people today on that soap opera road to ruin?
They sure aren't, Mr. Swayze. But that doesn't mean that they don't have problems. They've got lots of them. From drug abuse and VD to broken homes and lack of jobs. But thanks to organizations like the Boys Clubs of America, most young people today have a real chance to become good, solid citizens.
Well, thanks, Gil, for that fine report. And ladies and gentlemen, this is John Cameron Swayze, urging you to help spread good news about good kids and build juvenile decency through the Boys Clubs of America.
Yes. If this can do it, so can you. How's that working out? How's that whole boys club thing working out? Are they helping? Have they stemmed the epidemic of crime, violence, VD, lack of jobs, all that shit, illegitimacy? It's worse than it's ever been. I'm sure that guy wouldn't just walk into a drugstore, clear out a whole shelf, and walk out with impunity. But, you know, they were trying, I guess, back then. They realized there was an issue. Civil Rights Act was passed in, 65? And then, like, shortly after, they had to start running these PSAs. Like, yeah, we lightened up all that Jim Crow stuff, and now, we got our hands full. We got our hands full with these guys. Next week, we'll talk to another John Cameron Swayze. He used to do Timex commercials. They take a Timex and have a truck run it over. And then they take it out of the tar and go, still ticking. Little history, little television history from your old pal Anthony today. Figured, get an education. So get on this podcast. You get a fucking education.